All right, good morning, everybody. We are going to be doing a special social media stories training today, and we're going to learn from the best of the best in our group, and they're willing and ready to share all kinds of nuggets with us today. So I'm going to turn it over to Kyla. Go ahead, go for it, girlfriend.
Hey, everybody. I'm glad you are all able to join us today. I really want to bring a lot of value to all of you guys in the area of social media and how stories they're taken off. They're the new trend. It's what people are doing on Facebook and Instagram. Stories are really popular, and there are some statistics Emily's going to share in just a bit that really awaken you to, wow, yeah, that's the way to go. So welcome everybody. I really want, if you have a question, pop it in the chat, or if you need us to like repeat or cover something specific, unmute, ask a question, pop it in the chat, whichever you prefer. But I want it to just kind of be really casual, free flowing. We do have a little structure and some things we're going to share, and then I'm going to introduce our special guest speaker in a minute. She's going to talk on some things and the value that social media and stories and things that have helped her grow her business just wildly in the last month and 2 months. It's amazing. So yeah, let's first take a poll. I'd love to know, open up your chat. I'd really love to know if you are primarily and only a Facebook user. Please put a 1 in the chat. If you're a Facebook and Instagram user both, let's put a 2 in the chat. And let's see what we got here. I wanted to do a poll like they do on habits of health calls and trainings and stuff, but I couldn't figure that out. So if you know how to do that, hit a girl up. I'd love to know how to do polls and be interactive. Wow, lots of 1s. Okay, so there's a lot of primarily only Facebook users. That's great. And I'm grateful that you are even doing that. But I want to let you know, the younger generations and a lot of people are really just doing Instagram now. There's a lot of people that are just kind of veering away from Facebook and checking out Instagram, and they like it. And so I know Facebook will always probably be around, but I do think there's a lot of value in Instagram. Don't be scared of it. Create you an account. It's super simple. And some things that we go over today, if you have an account you just created, we can show you how to use some things in there. So mostly Facebook, but some Instagram for other biz. Awesome, Annie. All right. Does that help you, Emily? Seeing some 1s and 2s in there? Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Emily, let's share your screen and go over some statistics, show these people a little bit about what stories can do and what people are looking for.
Would you all give me a little wave if you're open to learning about Instagram and what Instagram can do for your business, just so we can see and make sure that people are open to Instagram? Okay, you guys are awesome. I love it. Okay, I'm going to share here. Give me a quick minute. All right, and I'm gonna give you a little presentation.
Aren't these slides amazing? Emily did such a good job just throwing this together last minute for us. You rock.
Okay, so social media stories, tips and tricks. First, we want to talk about why stories are so important, because stories have a ton of value. So 1.1 billion social media users use story on a daily basis, which is huge. 61% of Instagram users say that they log on to watch only stories and not even to scroll the feed. There's also a statistic of at least half, well, I think it's like 45% of Facebook users that utilize stories on a daily basis but do not scroll their feed on a daily basis. Stories humanize you. They give you more influence. They allow you to reach more people, because we are living in a day where authenticity matters. And in order to grow your business, people want to feel like they can relate to you. And so stories gives them the ability. When they're just seeing a picture, it's great, and words are great, but if they can see you interacting, they can see you having fun, they can hear your voice, it's humanizing you, and they feel like they can relate to you more, and they're drawn to you more. While Facebook is great for connection, Instagram is great for filling the funnel. So people think of Instagram and Facebook in a way that's like they're equals. They're not equals. They both have totally different purposes. Like I said, Facebook is like where you go for connection, conversation. Instagram is actually utilized in a way by most people for like a search engine, kind of like a Google, because there's all kinds of stuff you can do with Instagram with hashtags, and people are always searching for something on Instagram. So if they don't know a health coach and they want one, they are searching a hashtag health coach. They're searching. So if you're always going to be out there in a way that they can find you easily, it's only going to increase your business and help you to grow. It's a brilliant marketing strategy. So people in 2020 have an 8-second attention span. You guys might already know this. That is less than the attention span of a goldfish, which is insane. So, and I can't see any of you guys, so I hope, am I still good? Okay, we're good? Okay, perfect. So as far as the attention span, while there's so much value in Facebook Lives, because there really is, hear me when I say an 8-second attention span, you're gonna get more feedback in a story than you're even gonna get in your Facebook Live. After about 8 seconds, people decide whether they wanna continue watching your live or not continue watching your live. With stories, you're giving people short, quick, fun clips that go one after the next, that leave it exciting, especially if you're talking about something for 15 seconds and then you got a fun picture and then you got a fun boomerang and then you're out for a walk, and you're keeping your life exciting and you're keeping them engaged in whatever it is that you're doing. Okay, so stories are where the future of social media is headed. Instagram is where social media is headed. So you're looking at the statistics for 2020 are that double the amount of people are going to be on Instagram than are currently on Facebook. So Instagram is booming right now. Like I said, stories keep viewers engaged and excited. Stories create trust and credibility. Stories help you to be authentic, and stories funnel viewers to your page. So if you don't already know how to do it, we're even going to talk to you about how when you post a Facebook post or post an Instagram post, you can actually even reshare it into your story, because for all the people that are watching your stories, they can see it, and if they're interested, they can click on it and it'll take them straight to your post. So when we're utilizing together, which is what we're teaching today, posts and stories, you're going to be hitting 100% of your audience instead of the 60% of your audience that only do stories that you're currently not reaching. Okay. Moving on.
Yes.
And then I just wanted to share real quick kind of some statistics with my personal Facebook and Instagram so you can kind of see the difference. On Facebook, I have 1,400 friends. I have an average of 75 daily story viewers, which means 5.5% of my friends are engaged in my stories. Jump over to Instagram, I only have 700 followers, but 180 are engaged in my stories on a daily basis, which means 26% of my friends are engaged in my stories. So again, while Facebook is so valuable because the content you're putting out, if you want to utilize all that social media has to offer, there's so much gold in utilizing Instagram stories. And don't freak out either, because we're going to show you how Instagram and Facebook are connected, and you can literally post a story to Instagram and it'll automatically post to Facebook, so you don't even have to worry about it, and it's great. Okay? Okay, so we'll stop there for now. Back to you, Kyla.
Awesome. Thank you. That's huge to see those numbers. That's like mind-blowing. And I want to introduce our guest speaker today. She's not from our team, Dufresne, but she has been so generous enough to jump on today. And everything that Emily just shared is exactly why I chose to follow this girl. She is the most authentic, transparent, live out loud type of person. And she was the most humanized individual that I knew of as far as Optavia celebrity goes, that I just wanted to follow. I wanted to know what she was up to. I wanted to see what what was happening in her life. And I started following her on Instagram a few years ago when I fangirled her at our first convention in St. Louis. So I want to introduce to you guys Brittany Neff, the Brittany Neff that lost 336 pounds, 336, her first jump into Optavia. And oh my goodness, she has skyrocketed since then. We met her and Dwight in Branson on Valentine's Day to drop off a pup that they got from us, Golden Doodle puppy. and we had the best time with them. We talked about plan, we talked about coaching. She went home, her and Dwight jumped on plan. They have rocked their health journey this time around again. And Brittany, share about your coaching journey and just how amazing. Guys, the Forward in Health Challenge, 30 people, 30 new clients in the Forward in Health Challenge as of right now. Oh, Brittany, take it away.
Hi, thanks. So social media is definitely a weird world, and I never really expected it to be as big of a role in my life as it is. Like for me, it just started, like if you get bored and go the whole way to the very beginning of my Instagram, it was just me being a bratty college kid and posting overly filtered like bowls of fruit and flower arrangements I made. But it was that crazy thing of like, as we've been saying, like right now, social media is the highlight reel. You're only seeing what people want you to see, but those stories are so much more authentic. Like I can post, like I'm guilty of taking 17 different pictures and picking the one that I look best in. Got to pick the angles and you do the whole portrait mode, whatever. But whenever I'm in my kitchen or in my car before school, just doing a little chat, that's people seeing me being me. That's me unfiltered. And it's just 15 seconds at a time. I actually like that Instagram now makes it you can only do 4 at a time, so you're not inundating people. But anyway, just being you. It's scary to be you. It can be. Trust me, I get it. You'd probably not believe this, but I'm like the most awkward turtle introvert that just happened to walk into social media, if that makes sense. But so yeah. It's a proven fact. I have lost a significant amount of weight. The scale tells me that I'm basically a third of what I used to be. So why wouldn't I want to share? Like people get all the time, like I'll be at convention or at other things and people are like, well, why are you going to this room and not the ED and above room? Well, even though I've had a big story and even though I have social media, I was still letting my fears hold me back. And it was that, what if I'm bothering people? Especially because again, social media is just constant. We're used to feeling something and getting instant gratification. I didn't want to add to that. I didn't want to bother people. I didn't want to like, well, what if I have this following now? I don't want to offend them. I don't want to give them something that they don't want. But then you realize the whole some will, some won't, so what? And who am I? Who am I to prevent this? Like, I got to do this because someone reached out to me. And if someone wouldn't have reached out to me or if I wouldn't have seen it, this probably wouldn't have happened in my life. So what if there's a few people that get bored? They can unfollow. Don't let those numbers hang you up. Like, don't let, like, so what if some people unfollow you? The people that are sticking around, they're your people. Those are your people. And who are you to deny this opportunity for somebody because you're afraid of offending? You know your intentions. You know it's pure. You know you. Let them know you, if that makes sense. Like, and that's that crazy concept. Like, yeah, I have lost a significant amount of weight, but I was keeping it to myself. And as soon as I decided, and as soon as my husband decided that we weren't going to let that stop us anymore, we went from manager on a Friday to ED that next Tuesday. Like it was just, and I mean, maybe it won't happen that rapidly for you, but it can. We have this essential start thing right now and people are just falling out of the woodworks. Get out of your fears, get out of your own way because the people are there, and just be you. Don't pretend to be somebody else. The world has all the other somebody else's, but it doesn't have you. Just saying.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Like that's, I mean, and I'd like you guys should follow her on Instagram. I see her more on Instagram than I do on Facebook. And I'm realizing that a lot of value is in Instagram and I haven't utilized it near enough, but this chick is so real. She will just hit play and just share her heart. And the people are attracted to that. She's the most authentic, humanized individual that I've been blessed to come to know. And thank you so much, Brittany, for sharing. Oh my goodness, like follow her. She is a good person to follow. For just hit the button and speak to people. They want that eye to eye. They want to know what's going on in your life. They want to see Miles. I want to see Miles. Oh my goodness, I want to see Miles. By the way, Miles's sister is Emily's baby, Daphne. So yeah, I have 2 doodle mamas on this call. Oh my gosh, thank you, Brittany. So much value. All right, so who's ready to jump in there? Has everybody got their phone ready? Anybody got their phone ready? You want to post a story? Yeah? All right, Emily, share your screen. Let's do this.
I will. Can I just jump off of what Brittany said, because that was so good.
Absolutely.
I just want to like keep reiterating that. I think so many times social media is so vulnerable, right? We're so afraid of how people are going to perceive us. And so we spend these times doing these perfect posts, and the idea of stories is terrifying, because you're like, people will see the real me without makeup. People will see that my house is dirty. People will see that like my workout shoes I've worn for 3 years, you know, like all of those crazy things. And we just get so fearful. But I will tell you that when running a business and running 2 different businesses, that 85% of my current Optavia clients have come from my Instagram stories. So you know there's value in that. And then also they will write me a message and they will say, because you are so authentic on your stories. And now hear me, authenticity doesn't mean that you're really good with words and you're pouring your heart out and you're able to write like a writer. Authenticity means you're sitting on your couch with no makeup on and you're like, today's been a good day. Boom, that's it. That's all you need to do to be authentic and be you. And what it does is it creates in people the ability to relate to you. And so that when you do post that post that says, our health company is offering an amazing incentive right now, they don't think you're selling, because they know that you're truly an authentic person, because you don't show up perfect. And that is what we are trying to attract, because we're a relational business. We want to show people that we're real. So stories give us the ability to be humans and humanize us. Okay, I'm going to stop preaching now. I'm going to share my screen.
Can I ask a question before we go further?
Yeah.
What is a story?
Oh.
And what I mean by that is, I know in Facebook you can do, you know, your feed or whatever it is, and then you can do story. And all I knew is that story, it's the same thing, but it disappears in 24 hours.
Yes.
And is that not what you're talking about? You're talking about a live.
No, we're talking about
No.
stories. Yes. And so just a simple how-to. What are stories? Here is my Facebook. At the very top, this is all the people that share stories. And these stories will only show for 24 hours. You click on them, you watch it. One thing that we learned, not everybody knows, is on your stories. I'm so sorry, y'all. This is, you hold it. If there's a bunch of words on there and you want to know how to stop it so it doesn't go to the next one, you just put your finger on it and hold it right there. And then if you want to skip, you swipe right to the next person and you can tap through their stories. You want to skip them, swipe right to the next person, or left, sorry, left. You can tap on this side of the screen and keep going. You can go back if you tap on this side of the screen. Okay, so that's what your stories are on Facebook, right here at the top. Okay, if you start at the beginning, you can add to your story right here. Okay, if you put it on speaker view, it might make it a little bigger for y'all to see. With Instagram, it's the same. Right at the top of Instagram, here is all these beautiful stories of my people. You can scroll through and see them, but if you actually want to watch them, you just tap on the picture. So tap on Sutton's picture and see this cute baby and skip through. If you want to skip that person, you can just swipe left and go to the next person, go on and so those are stories. And you are right, Janet, they're only around for 24 hours. But if you want it to be around longer on your wall, on your Instagram profile or your Facebook profile, you can make it a highlight. So if I was to go to Facebook and find something that I posted recently of my best friend and I, okay, at the bottom, there's a little star that says highlight. And if you tap on that little star that says highlight, you can add that highlight to your Facebook profile and it'll be there forever. Does that make sense?
Can I come off mute for just a second?
Yes.
I would love, and you guys are probably going to get to this, but you know how we always go to like the why before the how? Can we help everybody kind of get into the mindset of like, okay, if I have it, because the old me, like I'm just starting to understand this concept. I used to just be like, oh, let me just plop something on my story. But like Kyla, the other day, you just kind of really showed me the beautiful piece of you were showing a story, right? You showed the progression of I got healthy, Shireen got healthy, Janet got healthy. It was super cool. But can you guys explain like what goes on in your mind to inspire you? I don't know if you're getting to this or not yet, but or if you're going to get to it later, just shut me up and tell me. But I would love to just, if we can show people the purpose, because Janet's question showed me that some people may just completely not understand how to even go there and why we are even doing it. So.
And if you're going to ever have a remedial class, I would sign up for that one too.
Only because I know Janet. Janet and I work together a lot. It's like, okay, wait. Let's take it way back to the basics, right? Like really, like Lori's talking about, like, why are we doing this? Janet, this might be helpful. In my mind, this is how I think of it. I think of Instagram and Facebook as like 4 different components, kind of. This is what's kind of been helpful for me. So like, you know how on Facebook you can do a Facebook post, okay? So when we post on Facebook, the way I envision it is like, I'm going to try to do a really meaningful power post, like of just something and with great words and everything that people are really relating to. I can do that same kind of post on Instagram. So you can post on Facebook, you can post on Instagram. So I kind of look at it as, okay, those are the posting options for Facebook and Instagram. Then you've got stories. You've got Facebook stories and Instagram stories. These 2 are more of like simple snapshots of your life.
Yes.
So they're different. They're like, if I'm just like working out or something, I might like snap a picture of myself and had a great workout today. But then like, they're not all that meaningful. They're just snapshots of like my everyday life, and they're going away in 24 hours. So it's like, I'm not going to post like a beautiful picture of my family with like I want that on one of my posts. Where over here on the stories, it's more like just a snapshot of just everyday life of things that I'm doing, if that makes sense. So like, I don't know if that breaks it down for you, but once I started realizing over here, these Facebook and Instagram posts, they're my power posts. They're my like really things that are very meaningful. And then the Instagram stories are just snapshots of everyday life that like, I don't really care if it goes away in 24 hours, but it's a light into my life and my world that I want people to know.
And you can use stories to drive people to your post.
Right.
And we're going to get to that here in just a sec, because that's another good value of stories. Yes, they want to humanize you, see your everyday life. Your kid's doing something funny, take a picture of it, put it on your story. But you can also take your post and use that on a story to drive people to that meaningful post that Jen was just talking about. So Emily's going to get to that in just a sec.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, and there is value in it because of the statistics I showed you at the beginning. Half of social media users are only on stories. Therefore, you want a stories presence. Most people have the attention span of 8 seconds, which means most people are not going to watch your live, or they're going to determine within the first 8 seconds whether your live holds value for them or not. But if you've got stories that are constantly keeping them engaged and entertained, that is where they are going to find out who you are and what you offer. Plus, here's another thing with the way that the Instagram and Facebook algorithm works. If you utilize every feature that Facebook has to offer, Facebook says, whoa, this person's really engaged in Facebook. They must have a lot of value. Now I'm going to shoot Janet's post out to even more of her followers because she's utilizing stories. So because she's utilizing stories, she's using all the features of Facebook. She must be pretty cool. And then it starts shooting your posts out to more of your followers. So there's so much value in stories for many, many, many different reasons. But I think the biggest one is that this is the way that the world is going. 60% of social media users are utilizing stories. And so if you want your stuff seen and you want to make an impact, transitioning into posting stories is where it's going to be at. Does that answer the question? Okay, cool. Okay, so we're going to go.
Tracy asked if when we do get to the examples, if we can slow down just a tad.
Okay, so we're going to go really, really basic, you guys, and just show people that don't even know how to do a Facebook story, how to do a Facebook story. So just bear with us and we'll try to, get through that if you already do know. And then we're going to jump a little bit into Instagram. And also feel free, we wanted this to be interactive. So if you've got questions like you're doing, like, go for it. We love it. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen again here. And actually, Kyla, will you take over this part with the Facebook?
Yes.
Group? Okay, awesome.
Yep.
Coming. Oh dear, I forgot. All right.
These slides are just gold, Emily. You rock.
No thanks.
You rock.
Okay, here we go.
All right, this is Facebook story. So if you just have Facebook, this is how you can build a story in Facebook. If you want to grab your phone, we can build this together. I'm a hands-on person. I really need to do it, and that's how I learn. So when you are wanting to do a story just on your Facebook, you, I'm gonna turn my screen here, but you click just like what Emily has there, add to story. So if you're on your profile, then you can see under her picture, under her profile picture, where the big blue button says add to story. If you are on your actual, feed, news feed, you can see where the arrow is pointing just to add to story. So I'm going to click that there, add to story. And then that pulls up your camera roll. You pick something from your camera roll that you want to share today. And so if you have a before and after picture that you guys want to share, you can click on that, find that picture in your camera roll. I'm personally going to share this because I love this picture. This is me and Orlando, Emily and Andrew at Transformation Summit, and we were just having a blast taking pictures with each other. So you'd click that picture, and then it will it'll pull up, and it gives you some options over here on the left-hand side of the screen. You can add stuff. It gives you some little emojis at the bottom if you want to add these little emojis. If you want to add text to it, then you pick the option that says text, and you just type in whatever you want to type. I'm going to put, love this couple. Okay. You can take this picture once you get the word on there, and you can grab it with 2 fingers and shrink it. I'm going to go as really basic, you guys, so I hope this is okay. You can go small on the picture and big on the word, but Orlando, stop. You can blow the picture up if you want to crop it. You know, play with the picture. So don't be afraid. You're not going to mess it up. Mess around with it. I'm going to take the words. I'm going to click done. I'm going to blow up the words. You can also see at the bottom when you're typing the actual words, you can change the color. You can change the font. You can make it have a background behind it. You can make the background transparent. You can make it full. You can do it on the right, left, or center mode. There's 3 different options you can do with the verbiage. So I'm just going to put love this couple. Also, I like stickers. People's eyes are drawn to things, fun things like that. So you click on that little sticker option, and you can put your location. You know, you can pick your location, you can pick time, you can pick temperature outside, add music. I'm going to add some music on this. I'm going to put happy. So when you put the music on there, it just does the...
Where did you get the music?
So when you click on stickers, the top left or top right, the little, it looks like a little Post-it note that's flipped upwards. You click that and it pulls up all these options you can do. Okay, so you can do location, time, temperature, music, events. You can even tag people. So I'm going to click tag and I'm going to find Emily and Andrew and I'm going to tag them. And when it pulls up, when you tap to add Emily, it's going to give you a little tag and you can move it around on your screen. You can blow it up if you use both, 2 fingers and stretch it out. You can shrink it and move it like where it's right on Emily. You can also tap on it if you want it to be transparent and change it. So there's a lot of things you can do.
Hey, Kyla, when you tag somebody like that, I've seen people where you tag and it shows up on their feed too. Do you know how to do that?
Where you tag and it shows up on their feed?
It usually just gives you a notification that you've been tagged. And if you want it to be on your story, then you can at that point click add to your story.
Yeah.
I think.
So it doesn't show up on your story, Carla, unless if I tag you, you have to reshare it. But you want to reshare it because what's going to happen is 2 things. Instagram, remember what we're doing with stories is all about working the Instagram and the Facebook algorithm. So let's go back to Facebook. Facebook algorithm's ever changing. Facebook wants to see that you are using all its features. So when Kyla tags me and I reshare it, Facebook one says, okay, we're friends, so start showing each other's information in each other's profile. But then it also says that whatever Kyla posted is valuable. It was valuable enough for me to reshare it. Therefore, it shoots Kyla's information, her post out to more of her followers. It's the way the algorithm works.
Is it the same way on Instagram? Is the algorithm the same?
Algorithm's different on Instagram, but Instagram is now owned by Facebook. So Facebook is trying to keep them different, but a lot of the algorithms are still the same. So we'll kind of get to the way Instagram works in a little bit if you guys want to hear that.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
a few questions. So I tagged Emily, I added some music. If you want to take something off, like I'm going to take this music off. So I just grab the words where the music is playing, because it shows you the lyrics on some songs. I grab it and I drag it. Whoops. I drag it all the way down to the little trash can at the bottom. Okay, so there's a trash can down there. I'm dragging it. I'm getting rid of it. I didn't like that song. So it says remove song, remove. So don't be afraid to play around with this, you guys. Click on that little sticker icon and add a lot of these little fun things. I personally don't make any stories in Facebook at all. I prefer to go to my Instagram, build a story in Instagram, and it automatically will take that story and pop it over into Facebook for me. To me, there's a lot of different GIFs and movements and fun things in Instagram that we'll show you here in a minute on building a story in Instagram. But for those of you who just have Facebook, we wanted to show you how to do that with just Facebook. So go ahead.
I was just going to ask, you know how sometimes people do live on Facebook and you kind of see a little click, like what's making that happen? Do you guys know, like it goes from, is it just several different stories? Do they keep, so why is that happen? And like, if you're going live on a story, like, can you guys explain how that goes? Or am I going too fast here?
No, do you want to go for that, Emily?
Sure. You mean when you're flipping between stories, you hear a little in their voice?
Yeah, is that what's happening? Like, how do you do a live on a story?
So
I have a question. Is there such a thing as a live on a story?
No, so the live on a story would be you doing a video. So you're doing a video of your face. So stories are only 15 seconds if it's a video and 8 seconds if it's a photo. Okay, if you want your photo to be longer than 8 seconds, you're going to want to add a sticker or add music or add something else to it. If you add something else, then it makes your photo 15 seconds. If it's just a photo, or it only lasts 8 seconds. Okay.
Oh.
Now, the reason Instagram is only 15 seconds is I'm sorry, you guys, social media, stories in general. I keep saying Instagram. Stories in general, only 15 seconds on both Facebook and Instagram, is because social media, the people that created it know about attention span and they want to keep people engaged. And so your stories are only going to be 15-second clips. So if you're recording your face and you're talking about something, it's going to stop after 15 seconds and then start again and do a new one after 15 seconds and then start again for 15 seconds, which is why there's a little lag in your voice, because it only goes for 15 seconds.
Got it. That makes sense. Okay, awesome. Thank you.
So if you do like a 30-second video, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm still learning all this as well. If you do a 30-second video, it's gonna, your first 15 seconds is gonna be in your first story, and then it's gonna like do what Lori was talking about, click over to into your second story, and then it's gonna finish that other 15 seconds.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. And you'll also see, because you might get frustrated at first, if you're talking for a while and you're doing a story of yourself, social media now, this changed recently, only allows you to record for a minute before it cuts you off, which means you get 4 segments of talking before it cuts you off. You have to post it, and if you want to talk more, you need to go back in again and do it again. And again, it's because what they're trying to do is keep stories short and exciting. And so they don't want you to talk for an hour on your stories. If you want to talk for an hour, do it on a live. Yeah.
Yes.
So they're
And sometimes
15 seconds.
and Instagram actually, within their stories, they do show people's lives. So like Brittany will get up every morning and she'll do stories, and there may be 8 clips because, you know, she'll click through 4 and then do another 4. And then later in her day, she'll make revolution rolls live on Instagram. And it also, why I love Instagram so much is because as you're clicking through stories, watching people's stories, it also takes you to a section of, hey, here's all these people that did lives. You want to watch them? And you can watch them there then as well. So that's why maybe you thought, Lori, that they were lives as well. But so I've created this story. I love this couple. I tagged Emily, Andrew, and Orlando from the sticker part up here, where you can see, you can tag people. This is also where you add music, any little emojis, GIFs, anything like that. Well, there's not any GIFs in Facebook, but emojis and things like that. So if you want to take something off, you just grab it and drag it down to the trash can, okay? If you want to save this picture before you post it, there's a save thing at the bottom. It'll save it to your camera roll. So if you love this story and you just want to take it and actually make a post on your Facebook with this story, you can do that. So there's a save option down at the bottom. And then when you're done, you just click share to story and it's done. If you want to do a boomerang, which is really fun, I'm going to boomerang all of us. So when you get to your stories, if you don't want to add a picture, if you want to do a video or just a background with some text on it. Like when I did that story the other day, I started it out, I prefaced it with just one of these and said, hey guys, I'm fixing to share the history of how we got healthy. And then I went on to the slides of Lori, Shireen, Janet, and so on. So that's an option here at the top, or you can just do a music slide. But boomerangs are fun. I love them. We'll turn this around and go. And then you just see it and it just replays over and over and over. The boomerangs are a lot of fun. After you record that little boomerang, you can see, you can still add text. There's even an option to draw on it. Like if I want to just like scratch out my face because it's not good. Or if you have a picture, you need to cover somebody's face, you can do that with a draw, or you can add a little sticker over their face. There's a lot of things that you can do. So really just jump in there and play around with it. You're not going to hurt anything. What else? You can also do tiny hearts around, you know, like a little frame around. So there's so many things that you can do. Just feel free to play with it and have fun, because that's what interested me so much about stories was I get to play. I get to add little things and have fun and add music and stuff like that. So I'm going to discard this little boomerang that I did. So when you get done with it, if you click back, you can just say keep editing or discard. I'm going to choose to discard. So if you do a video.
Hey, Kyla.
Hi.
On videos, can you do videos on Facebook?
Yeah.
Like through on stories?
Show
Yes.
how to do that, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
'cause-
you just click selfie. When I was on the main screen, once you hit stories and you just scroll all the way over to selfie, and then it says normal or video. You click over to video, and then you just start recording and say, hey, this is how you do a video on your Instagram stories.
Facebook.
And then you, or Facebook, yeah. you know what I meant.
Also,
Question. So do
something.
you guys typically, when you guys are posting like your stories, do you typically go onto Instagram and then allow it to just transfer over to Facebook instead of the other way? Is that correct?
I never, that's why I'm kind of confused on Facebook, because I never build my stories on Facebook. I only ever do it on Instagram. And we'll show you here in a minute how to change your settings. If you have Instagram, how to change your settings so that it automatically posts your story over to Facebook and you don't have to do double work.
Yes. And remember that Facebook owns Instagram. You can't post anything from Facebook over to Instagram, but you can post everything from Instagram over to Facebook. And Instagram is easier to use than Facebook, I promise you. So that's why we really encourage you all to utilize Instagram and get good at it, because then you can do all your stories over there and they will automatically post to Facebook and you don't even have to stress about it. Because it's easy.
That was actually a question in the comments just now too. And you cannot edit after it has been posted. You cannot edit stories. You can go delete it and remake it. But to my knowledge, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but you cannot edit stories once they have been shared. So what I've seen some people do is if they mistype something or they misspell something, they'll actually make another slide out of it. They'll screenshot it and go, oh my goodness, goofed up, and point to where they misspelled it, and then they'll make another slide out of it. And that humanizes you too. So don't be afraid to mess up, you guys. It's okay. So let's
show them.
Show Instagram.
Show how to combine the two.
I
Hey,
just
Carla.
wanted to say that when you choose the music too, you can adjust the clip, the exact part of the lyrics that you want to
Yes,
show.
absolutely.
You can slide the music lyrics and you can choose exactly what you want it to be heard.
Yes.
And also,
Tyler, real quick.
Can I just ask really quick? I've always heard that when you share it at the same time that it's not good for the algorithm when you share, you automatically.
That's with posts. If you're posting on Instagram, and it does allow
But not
you
with
to post
stories.
Stories, it does not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Right,
yeah, we're
okay,
going to
thank you.
address that in the next slide actually. Yep, with posts, and I'll show you exactly what to do with your settings whenever we're ready. So Kyla, you let me know when we're ready to do that.
Hey, Kyla, real quick. If I'm not mistaken, whenever you go live on Facebook, it automatically goes to your stories, correct?
There's a setting you have to click.
Okay,
Yeah,
because
I
I was
think if
thinking
you
that
want-
when you went live, that it automatically went to your stories when you go on Facebook Live. So that's not correct, right?
Not anymore. It used to be, but not anymore.
Yes,
Okay. Are we ready to move on?
I think so.
Okay. So I'm going to share my
Now,
screen.
what was that setting? I've never found the setting to my live to go to stories. Can you show us that really fast?
Let's see here. Do you
I
have
honestly
it?
don't know.
Okay.
I honestly don't know.
When you
I
go
don't-
post your live, it gives you the option to title it, right? And then it gives you options at the bottom. The options at the bottom say share to story. So you just want to make sure that that's clicked on, and then it'll automatically share your live to your story. Okay. But what I think we should do is we might want a part 2 of this. What do you guys think? Where we get like deeper into it all? That way we're not spending so much time. And then right now we can just start with the basics of showing you how to combine your two, showing you how to post from one to the other. And then with all the deeper questions, because there's so much involved, then we could do a part 2.
Yes, I agree. And Emily, Brittany's going to pop off. She's got to go do a health assessment and change the world. Everybody, please give Brittany some love for coming on and being so gracious to share with us today.
Thank you, Brittany.
And remember, don't be afraid. I know I did Instagram just kind of happened, and as the non-techie person, have kind of fallen into it. Don't be afraid of it. Be you. Be human. It's okay to mess up. I mess up all the time, and that's what people love to see, as weird as that sounds. But don't be afraid of it. Or if you are afraid of it, just do it scared anyway. But
Yeah.
bye, guys.
Thank you
Bye, girl.
so much, Brittany.
All right, what are we going to next, Emily?
All right, I'm going to share my screen and we're going to show everybody how to link your Instagram to your Facebook.
Yes.
Okay. So if everybody has their phones, which I hope you do, I'm just going to break this down for you really easy. Sorry, I've never done a slideshow before, so I don't know how to start where I need. Here we go.
Amazing.
Okay. So if you can get on your Facebook, your Instagram profile, this is my Instagram profile right here. Do you see how I put little blue arrows toward exactly how you connect your Instagram to your Facebook? I can't see any of your faces, so I hope that you're all.
I'll keep you posted.
Okay. Awesome. So I want everybody to do this right now if you can.
Yes, this is really important, and this will also cover how about posts, what April was bringing up about the posts.
Yes.
So go to your settings, the 3 lines from your profile, go to those 3 lines in the top right hand corner, click on that. From there, all the way at the bottom are settings for people like me who don't have an iPhone. So if you are looking and looking and looking, trying to find where the settings button is, for people who have Samsungs, it's at the very bottom, way away from the rest of the stuff. But iPhones, it looks like the settings button is at the very top. So find your settings. From there, you go to your account, the account button. And from there, there's an option for linked accounts, as you can see on the slide. And then once you have that pulled up, then
your Facebook password and everything in to link it.
Yes, you do have to have all of that. You can link your Twitter. I'm not sure what Tumblr, Amoeba, or OK.ru is, but those are some other social media options that it gave me. I've only ever linked my Facebook, but this is really important so that you can make sure that if you do have an Instagram and post stories on there, that it shares to your Facebook.
But Kyla, can I just ask you, if I link Facebook now, it's not only going to share my stories, but my posts on Instagram to Facebook.
It gives you an option right there. It's on that far right on the slide that Emily's got popped up. So it says there's a toggle switch that says share your stories to Facebook, and there's a toggle switch that says share your posts to Facebook. So you can undo the one that says posts, because you're right. Facebook does not, the algorithms in Facebook doesn't like you to share your Instagram posts over. And if you do, it's not going to be in people's feed as much. They'll kind of keep it a little more hidden. So when you're posting a post to your Instagram profile, like you're going to go do an amazing before and after on your Instagram profile. If you choose to share it to Facebook right then, it's just not going to be as visible because of Facebook's algorithms. So the best way to do it is take the extra 60 seconds, take the picture, share it on Facebook, copy the verbiage you just posted on Instagram, paste it on that post, and just make 2 completely separate posts. It shouldn't take too long to just copy and paste it over. That's the best way to get the most out of Facebook's algorithms, right?
Yep.
Okay. So, in other words, you want to just only share your stories from Instagram to Facebook, not your posts from Instagram to Facebook, correct? Okay.
Correct. Yep. You want to copy and paste your actual posts, but as far as stories go, let your stories be shared across the board. Did you have another question, April? No, okay. Sorry. I thought you were asking something. So this is, yeah, everybody got that down on how to link your accounts so you don't have to do double work on stories. And then we can go into how to build an Instagram story, because it is a little funner and easier to me than Facebook. So that's why I think I only created an Instagram account initially ever to do stories. I didn't do a lot of posts. I only used it for my stories because I knew that I could connect the two and have a one-stop shop for stories. Mm-hmm. This slide that Emily has up is showing you how and where to start a story and create a story. Anybody have any questions so far?
Yeah, where's everybody at? Still linking? Is everybody still linking?
Yeah, I'm trying to find my, mine doesn't specifically say only account. It just says cloud and account. So I click there. and it doesn't give me the option to link anything. I click there and then it just shows me, can't really see. It's
Yeah.
bad to see. But it just says profile, accounts, backup, restore. So I hit accounts and it shows me Facebook, Messenger, Samsung account, and then it says add account. So should I add Instagram there?
No, you want to be in Instagram, not in Facebook. So go to Instagram.
Yeah, so Facebook doesn't link to Instagram, but Instagram links to Facebook.
Oh, I missed that part. Well, I don't have Instagram, so I'm gonna have to download that first.
Yes, yeah.
Sorry.
It's definitely, no, it's okay. It's definitely beneficial because I have found as I've watched certain people, especially the younger generations, most people just don't use Facebook at all anymore. They're really navigating or gravitating at words over to Instagram.
What does Instagram even look like?
It's a little box. It's just a little square with a circle in it.
I found it, yeah.
Awesome.
So,
Okay.
Kyla, what screen is this? This isn't at the profile, right? Where is this screen?
That's on the screen right now. This is Emily's profile. So to get to that on Facebook or on Instagram, so when you're on Instagram, I'm not sure if you want to stop share, Emily, and they can see my screen. When you're on Instagram, you've got your stories across the top. And then you can start scrolling and seeing different people's things. At the bottom, this is where all your features are. This is where your menu is at the bottom. To go to your actual profile, you go the far right, the little person, click on that little person, takes you to your Instagram profile, okay? And then from there to get to your settings and things, it's the 3 lines in the top right corner. Does that help you, Tracy? Okay.
Okay, so is everybody linked? Everybody's good?
Everybody's linked. If you have both accounts, you're linked. Okay. So to make a story from your profile, you can, where do you do that? Do you just click on your picture? Nope, that takes me to my stories. How do you go to, so to go to make a story, just go to the home, the little house button, go home. And at the top, you'll see everybody's stories. You can go to the little camera in the top left-hand corner of your screen, and that's where you go to create your stories on Instagram. Once you click on that camera, it'll open literally your camera. So that's where you can just hit record and start recording. You can take a picture and share a picture. If you want to share a picture from your gallery, your camera roll, you click this little on the bottom left-hand corner. You click down there and it's going to pull up your camera roll. And that's where you can go and find a before and after in your camera roll and share it.
Yeah. And the reason why Instagram stories is easier to utilize is because as soon as you open it up, it goes right to your camera. You don't have to go searching for your camera like you do in Facebook.
Correct.
Okay. So it goes immediately.
You can also do the swipe and it opens. So when you're on your page, you can swipe and it opens too. So you don't necessarily have to look for that particular button when you want to do something fast.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ladies,
sorry.
Oh,
when you sign up for Instagram, it gives you an automatic number. You can't change it. You just go with it. You know, it gives you your name and then like a number.
Will you jump in with us after and then we'll help you set it up?
Yes.
Does that work? Okay, then we'll kind of walk you through how to do it.
Yes, because it's recorded, so it doesn't matter. It's fine. You guys can go on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, we're gonna make a picture or a slide in Instagram. I'm gonna find a before and after of my amazing husband. Okay. The same concept. You can shrink it. You can make it more. Sometimes it'll pull up this little date. This is the date I saved this to my camera roll. So you can just grab that date, pull it down to the trash can. Okay. Anything you don't want on your screen, just grab it, pull it down to the trash can. But here is Orlando's picture. At the top, you can see all of your options. Okay. So you can go click on the little Post-it note that's kind of flipped up. That's how you add most everything.
You want me to show them on the screen share?
Yes, the screen share that Emily has will let it be a little more visible for you guys so you can see on her actual screen.
Thanks for bearing with us, everyone, all this in and out. Hopefully this is making sense.
Yes, and we can do another session, absolutely.
Hold on, it's coming. Okay, so you already touched on how to grab a photo. Yep. So y'all can judge me, but yeah, I got to take 8 photos to get the perfect one. We're all the same, right?
You're beautiful.
Okay, then this is where we show you what all those little toggles are at the top. So go ahead and explain those, Kyla.
Yes. So the little face with the little twinkly things up at the top, that's going to give you the option to add things to your face, the masks. It'll also give you options to have like borders sometimes, frames on your picture. It lets you do fun things to your picture. The little links, the little chain links, that will actually let you, if you're a brand partner like Brittany, she is a brand partner for Skinny Syrups. And sometimes if she wants to actually post a link to get to those Skinny Syrups that she promotes because she's an influencer, that's where she would choose that. Most of you don't really need to mess with that.
Nope. Don't touch that button. Nobody touch that button.
Don't touch it. The next one over is your little Post-it note that has the little flip up. This is where you find all the fun stuff. All the fun stuff. You can, the mention button lets you tag people. The hashtag lets you type in a hashtag. Emily, there was a question about hashtags. Can you go over the importance of that? Brian asked that.
So remember that on Instagram, you're posting because people are searching for you. So you're going to have the most success if you're utilizing hashtags. For instance, you're hashtagging health coach, you're hashtagging Optavia, you're hashtagging transformation story, all the things that people that are looking for health are searching for. And I promise you there are thousands and thousands, if not millions of people searching these hashtags on a daily basis. So what I like to do is when you click on that hashtag, it'll show up pretty big. So I, a lot of times will go in and I'll add in 30 different hashtags. And then I will make them the color because you'll be able to change the color. Again, you guys, a lot of this is going to be mind, like it's going to blow your mind. You're going to figure it out when you go in and play with it. So go in and play with it today. But I like to add in like 30 different hashtags. I like to transfer them to the color black. And then do you see on my picture here, there's a little black space down there, like by where my hair is. I'll make the hashtags real tiny and I'll put them down in that black space so people can't even see my hashtags. That way, it is creating content. So basically, here's what happens. When somebody searches a hashtag in stories, because they can do that, every single story that has hashtag that will show up in their feed, whether they follow me on Instagram or not. I know it's a lot, it's mind blowing. But if somebody's looking for health or a health coach and they hashtag health coach and they search the hashtag, every single person that's ever hashtagged health coach is going to show up in their stories. And then they're going to see it and they're going to click on you and go to your profile and they're going to be interested in what you have to offer. So that's why there's so much. Basically, you're looking at this as if you're a business and you're saying, how can I bring in the most, how can I give out the most content to bring in the most viewers? So that's why hashtags are great. Anybody have questions on hashtags?
Yeah, Emily, where do you put the hashtags again? Do you put it on your story, on the actual picture?
Yes. So you can do hashtags however you want. If you click hashtags, it'll show up big and I could put a hashtag right across my chest in that picture if I wanted.
Or you can make it small.
For me, I'm doing marketing in a way that's not obvious. I don't want people to know that I'm trying to gain followers because then they'll be like, oh, she hashtagged that, huge. So for me, I hide my hashtags wherever I can in the picture so that I'm not taking away from what I'm posting, but I'm also growing a following.
I like that. Okay. Great idea.
And a hashtag is anywhere on the picture, or is there a special search bar where you have to go to insert it? Is it just like
you see in the middle picture there, she's got, and on my screen, you can see all the options. So one of those options says hashtag.
Right. How did you get there?
You the little Post-it note in the top when you're creating a story, the little Post-it note. I call it a Post-it note. Could be.
See my mouse right here?
Okay.
That little square that's flipped up.
The smiley.
Yeah. And then
that's
also,
where you
keep in mind too, sorry, go ahead. Keep in mind that this is where all the fun stuff is. So if you want these silly little like memes and things like that over here, whatever you're looking for, just type in the search bar, excited, mad, sad, angry, whatever. And then all of your fun little like things that draw viewers to your picture because it's moving and attention span, That's where you find them, is in that little smiley face. So that's going to be your favorite little feature on Instagram.
Yes, I love it. And you can play with so much stuff. So when you click on the hashtag, it pulls up the word hashtag, and you just start to type in health transformation or healthy mindset, or it'll give you options. When you start to type something, it'll give you options that are already hashtags, so you can just tap one of them if you don't want to type it the whole way out.
Yep.
So yeah, healthy living is what I'll do on this hashtag for Orlando. And then when you get done with it, you click done in the top right corner. And once it's on your screen, you can tap it and change the color. You can change whether you want the background to be transparent. Like, there's so many things. And then you can shrink it and move it wherever you want on your screen.
Mm-hmm. But don't get overwhelmed. So
No.
Biggest recommendation for what you add on your pictures would be words. Of course, you talk about what you're doing or what's happening in your day. Keep it to a sentence if you can, and then add in GIFs if you want, so that way you keep movement happening so people are drawn to your pictures. But then there's all kinds of stuff. So the 3 most popular ones that you may want to think about doing are the location, because here's what's going to happen. The location, people are always searching for your location. So Verrado, Buckeye. I live in Verrado, Buckeye. So on a daily basis, I have people searching Verrado, Buckeye, and seeing people that live in my community and then following them because they're interested, because it's my community. So keep in mind, though, that it says Verrado, Buckeye big. You can make that as small as you want it to be. It could be tiny, and it'll still show up in the search bar when people are searching Verrado, Buckeye.
You can even kind of take it completely off the screen. So I did that hashtag healthy living. I'm going to grab it and I'm going to go as far right as I can, and actually like completely maybe even move it off the screen so it's not seen if you don't want it to be. That's something you can do as well.
Yep. So location, your mention, if you tag a picture, if you take a picture of anyone, your husband, your friend, anyone, mention them in the photo, because then they have the opportunity to reshare it on their story, which is going to bring you more of a, it's going to shoot your information more into the feed of your followers, the stories of your followers. Okay, so again, algorithm there. And then also your hashtags. So these 3 things help people to search for you, because remember, Instagram is where people go to look for what they want, look for you.
So, so how many hashtags can you add to a photo?
I believe it's 30.
Oh, okay. So you can add multiple, not just one.
Right.
Thank you.
And how do you add multiple, since I can do one, but then how do I get another one to come in? Do I just keep doing it in a line? Because there's no like return on this screen.
Good question. The easiest way for you to do multiple hashtags is to not utilize this hashtag feature. But I don't want to overwhelm you guys. This is a lot, okay? But the easiest way is to go in to your, see the A at the top here? And let me show you. Let's go over here. Okay, where's my mouse? Do you see this A at the top?
Yes.
Okay, that's where you type in your text over here. Okay, so what I do is I use the text box and I put hashtag health coach space, hashtag transformation story space, and then I create 30 like that. Okay, and then I can make them as tiny as I want and hide them in the picture wherever I want, if you want to do a bunch of them.
Yes.
Emily,
Beautiful.
can you copy, paste into that, or no?
Yes. Like when you have a transformation story to share, I'll go grab the picture, put it on my story, like I'm creating a story, and then I'll go copy the verbiage on the transformation stories to share, and then I'll hit the text button and paste it in there, and then I'll shrink it or make it bigger or whatever and move it around on the page. Yes.
And then another thing that I do is in my notes, you all have a notes section on your phones, right? You or those of us who have an iPhone have notes. I'll go into my notes and I'll type in 30 different hashtags and I'll save it. And then every time I go to post a story about health or whatever, I'll go to my notes, look at my 30 hashtags, copy them, go in here, paste them. That way I'm not having to type in 30 every single time.
And you can do multiple texts. So you could do a text of just the hashtags and, like Emily says, drag them off into the black abyss. And then you can also do another text set of words that you do want seen. So you can do multiple sets of texts all over your screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just have to hit done and then start over again. So, so you can change even the fonts and the backgrounds and stuff for various ones.
Change the color. Yeah, you can do a lot of different fun things with the text. So don't be afraid to play around with it. You can also draw on your screen. I noticed like Carol Hips, Marty has been doing a lot of like taking the draw and underlining things and highlighting things and circling things. Like, don't be afraid to play around with all of those features. And then some fun features that will get engagement on your stories is when you tap on that little Post-it note thing and you click poll, it's going to pull up this yes or no thing. So you can ask a question, which one of Orlando do you like better? And then you can actually click on the yes and no and change those two answers. So it doesn't just have to be yes or no. You could put, skinny or fatty, I'm not going to do that. Orlando is who told me to, but I'm not going to do that. So you can actually ask a question and change your answers. And that's a really fun way for when people are going through your stories and they click on that answer, it lets you know, hey, somebody answered this poll. So that's a really fun interactive way to have people interact with your stories. There's also a questions one, and you can actually say, ask me a question, or you can change what that says. Where would you go if you could go on vacation right now, and let people send you answers. That's fun.
Okay, so I'm sorry to come back to this, but I'm trying to paste those hashtags in. I had them in my notes. I copied them. What do I go to the A to paste them in?
Yep. You're going to start a new text box, and you do that with the A.
Yeah.
Quick question, ladies. For privacy and public, like Facebook allows you to do that. Instagram is automatically public, right? Or you can also
only your followers will see it. Yes.
And okay, only or also it's going to be public automatically.
You can do either. But I will tell you, if you're a health coach and you want to use Instagram for marketing, make it public.
Public. Got it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm gonna kind of stop us right now, just so everyone can kind of process everything. And if we could set up a time maybe for part 2 of this. First of all, I just want to thank you, ladies. Like, wow. The best training I've ever seen on this topic. You girls are unbelievable leaders. Thank you. And I also want to say, for those of you guys that have basic questions and you don't have an Instagram account, and this is something you want to explore, please, just respecting of everybody's time here, because Kyla and Andrew, or I'm sorry, I'm looking at your name, Andrew and Emily. So Kyla and Emily clearly have extremely busy lives, okay? And we want to respect that. I'm going to ask each of you guys so they're not bombarded with 150 questions, because that's not their job. Okay, what they're doing right now is volunteering, okay? So I just want to say, please just go to YouTube. All right, I'm gonna take them off the hook right now. Please go to YouTube and type in your question. That is how I learn everything that I need to learn about computers, any type of skill sets that I'm wanting to learn. Please go to that as your resource center. The basic questions, I will guarantee you, are right there. And what I do is go to YouTube, how to set up an Instagram account. Go to YouTube, how to add hashtags, how to this, right? So please, out of respect to them, don't send the private. As sweet and as kind as they are, I'm gonna let you ladies off the hook right now, because you guys are out there building huge organizations and helping a lot of people. And I just wanna thank you personally on behalf of the entire team for investing the time that you have invested to even put all of this together for all of us. This is a huge value to each and every one of your businesses. So if you want to send them a message, you can send them a thank you message, and then respect going straight to finding your answers on this topic for other things. This is all recorded, and we're gonna do a part 2. Do you guys wanna do a part 2? Like, does next Friday work for Kyla, Emily? Yes. You guys, are you guys good?
100%. And I actually wanted, like Jen Spohr and Rocio, I'd asked them to share some, and I want them to be a part of the part 2 as well and share their content, because I love following them, and the content, I get a lot of ideas from following other coaches. Carol Hips, Rocio, Jen Spohr, Tiffany Howard, like those coaches are, the content is amazing, and I get ideas. So all this technical stuff, we can go into part 2 as well, but I also would like for them to come back because they didn't get to share today, and I'd ask them to about ideas and content ideas, so that can trigger some ideas for you to start playing around with.
Awesome, thank you.
Kyla, can I ask a question? If you know specific people's Instagram accounts that we can follow, can you guys make that available, the list available somewhere, please?
Yes.
Thanks.
Sure, that would be great. Awesome. Thank you, ladies, so very much. We'll do, how about we do this same time slot next Friday morning?
Perfect.
I'll make 9 o'clock Pacific. Yeah, okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love when you guys step into leadership like this. It's just so awesome. You bring so much value to the team, and we really appreciate you. What else was I going to say about this? If you guys don't have an Instagram account, and if this is overwhelming to you, please don't do it. Okay? I just want to say that right now. I don't want to get a million messages saying, oh my gosh, that's not what this is. Okay, so if this is like, woo, over your head, don't even go there. Keep doing what you're doing because it's working, all right? So I just want to say that this is one more tool that you can put in your tool belt to really expand your sphere of influence, right? And if this is even slightly overwhelming for you, then this is not the right time to take it on. If this excites you and you're just like, I'm all over this, I'm hungry to learn this, then go for it. This is the right call for you, okay? So please, I hope you hear my heart on that. Don't do it if this is overwhelming you, all right? This is fun for me. I'm stinking excited to dive into this because I've been wanting to, and honestly, I had no idea where to begin. So thank you on behalf of Garrett and I. We're so excited, and I can't wait for next week. So love you ladies so very much. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Love you guys.
You guys are amazing. Thank you so, so much, you guys.
And you're pretty to look at too.
Yeah.
Definitely easy on the eyes.
Thank you for helping us senior citizens figure this crap out.
Hey, don't pull your hair out, Suzanne. My kid said that Facebook is for old people, Instagram is for the younger crowd.
Yeah.
That's what they tell me. I said, you're a senior.
Tell them we're young.
Yeah. My goddaughter, same thing. It's like she's Snapchat and Instagram, no Facebook, you know, so.
We're
Looks like-
going to encroach on their area now.
Excited.
Good to-
Bye.
Guys, have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carla. Thank you,
Yeah.
Marie.